Good morning. Here's what you need to know. The UN command is demanding to meet with officials of the North Korean People's Army, accusing its troops of violating the truce that halted the Korean War when they fired on and chased a defecting comrade across the border last week. South Korea cameras recorded the escape. And North Korea called the Trump administration's imposition of new punishments restoring the North to the U.S. list of terrorism sponsors and yet more sanctions a serious provocation. In the U.S., the death of an American who had been held in harsh conditions by the North in 2010 raised concerns that he had committed suicide. U.S. and Japanese naval forces were searching for 3 people still missing after a U.S. Navy aircraft carrying 11 people crashed southeast of Okinawa, Japan. 8 were rescued and said to be in good condition. It was the 5th accident this year for the 7th Fleet, the Navy's largest overseas fleet, and the weight of repeated tragedy was reflected on its Facebook page. This year needs to be over already, a service member said. 7th Fleet can't handle any more curse. Europe closed what may be its most shameful chapter of bloodletting since World War II. After a trial that lasted years, the Bosnian Serb warlord Ratko Mladic was sentenced to life in prison by a UN tribunal. He was convicted of war crimes, genocide, and crimes against humanity in the slaughter of Bosnian Muslims during the breakup of Yugoslavia, including the mass executions of 8,000 men and boys in Srebrenica. Our reporters note that European nationalist passions are once again on the rise. Public health officials are tracking the spread of a drug-resistant and deadly strain of malaria from western Cambodia to Thailand and Laos, and most recently into Vietnam. The new strain is impervious to 2 drugs that had the made former killer rare artemisinin and piperaquine. Outbreaks are threatening to upend years of worldwide eradication efforts. President Trump is at his resort in Florida for the Thanksgiving holiday, but he was up early on Wednesday, railing against a college basketball player's father, ungrateful fool. Trump insisted that it was his intervention that freed 3 UCLA basketball players detained in China for shoplifting. Trump has also come out in support of a Republican Senate candidate, Roy Moore, who's accused of sexually accosting girls as young as 14. From Washington, a tangled message, U.S. regulators plan to end net neutrality expands the powers of major internet providers, while a suit to block AT&T's merger with Time Warner reigns one in. In a high-profile auction on Alibaba's Doubao auction site, the Chinese carrier SF Airlines bought 2 Boeing 747s for $48 million. China's biggest pork companies are racing to build vast hog farms in the northeastern Corn Belt, reshaping the country's $1 trillion pork market. Uber's revelation that hackers stole 57 million accounts, that it paid a ransom, and that the breach and deal were kept secret for a year raises new questions about Travis Kalanick, the former chief executive who remains on the board. Unregulated exchanges for digital currencies have popped up in South Korea and other spots.